reunited and it feels so good.
Wow, I didn't know that was coming.
I've been planning that since last week.
You haven't.
Can I be honest about something?
Yes.
I was like, I can't remember how that song goes. And while you were driving here, I played it like on blast.
Just so you could sing it.
Reunited. Because we understood.
I just was going to make up words.
I can't remember the next part.
I literally only know the part that you already sang.
Do you remember the Kim Possible movie?
I want to say I do because I'm a huge Kim Possible fan, but the movie does not stick out in my mind more than any episode.
Okay.
So I don't know.
The reason I bring it up, and I'll keep this brief, is Christy Carlson Romano recorded a song for the Kim Possible movie that was like, I opened up my eyes, now I see, about her figuring out that her and Ron are meant to be together.
Iconic.
And
we were all waiting for it.
The Reunited song, this is how it goes in my head. Reunited and it feels so good. I opened up my eyes. It's a mashup of the two songs.
Why?
If you don't know the song I'm talking about, the Christy Carlson Romano song, you have to go find it. I definitely related to it because, of course, every guy friend I had in middle school, I was basically in love with.
Right.
So
you basically made this mashup song of Kim Possible
and then created my own reality and said, that's how the song goes, which is how I had to play it on blast while you were driving here today. But in other words, anyways.
In other words, welcome to our Bachelor podcast.
Beth is back, y'all. I mean, she's been here, but this is the first time we've been in the same room.
Well, yeah,
for a while.
We just got back on Sunday, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because both of your jobs are so flexible and y'all can both work remotely that you can stay in a place.
We had some extended travels.
That's so good. And you got to see Peppercorn.
Yes, our
Peppercornelia.
Our puppy, who is
to be
3 weeks old, currently living with her mother and my mother-in-law, who owns Pepper's mother.
So she'll be able to visit her mom.
Yeah, which is really cute.
That's so cute.
I know. So yeah, I got to visit her,
a family
cuddle
affair.
her. That was fun. But I'm happy to be back. I love to record in person. I just feel like I feel like I'm yelling because you're like far away from me. So
I think I'm good. You're good. I know we're getting used to being in the same room recording again.
Hi, Kara!
And watching together today was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Because let me tell you, I know I probably say this every week. This was my favorite episode so far.
Kara, we do say that every week.
But last week was a normal episode. This week was like...
Last week was kind of boring. I did not say last week was my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite, but I said it was the first like normal episode.
Yeah.
This week it was still normal because we didn't have Claire and Dale. And but we still got the drama.
Yeah, there was good drama. Very good drama.
Good drama. Let me tell you, the men this season...
They are departure from the normal stock.
Because they're not 22 years old.
Well, Noah's 25.
And
he's probably
youngest.
the most normal, like, Bachelorette stereotypical, like, Bachelor Nation.
Sure.
Like, personality that we have, I would say.
Yeah.
And it shows.
It shows. I mean...
Wait, can I just say...
Yeah.
I wanted to say this a couple minutes ago, and you were talking about songs. I can't get it out of my head.
Well, we're still checking in with each other. We haven't dove? You haven't?
Divin.
We haven't gotten into the episode yet.
I just want to say that I've had the song Careless Whisper stuck in my head all day by George Michael. You know the song?
Can you sing a couple bars?
I cannot sing any of the words, but it's the song that has the part that goes... Da-na-na-na, da-na-na.
Oh, yeah. I have a story about this. I just wanted every freaking thing.
I just wanted to tell you that I didn't know that song's been in my head all day, and I didn't know that it was like a song with words by George Michael. I thought it was a Kenny G song.
Just like the Kenny G saxophone song. Okay, I have to say something really quick about this song. Okay. When I was in 4th grade at lunchtime, you know how like they always had like, you have to be quiet during this part of lunch.
Why?
Why? I know. But so dumb. But this one, at this particular year of school, it was when the classical music or whatever song came on, you had to stop talking for that song.
Which also, why?
It's
but
also
okay.
I think it's just to give the people in the cafeteria a respite for like 2.5 minutes. Like, shut up, kids. But what I'll say is the George Michael saxophone song would come on and we had to stop talking. And my friends and I, we were like, we can't talk, but we can be funny. So we would do what we like to call eyebrow dancing. And we would dance our eyebrows to like the beat of the song.
That's a good eyebrow dance song.
And do some
Careless
shoulder
Whisper.
dancing.
Yeah.
And
I exclusively do shoulder dancing no matter what the situation
that
is.
was the way we communicated when the song came on. And the George Michael song was definitely the best one to eyebrow dance to.
See, isn't it stuck in your head now?
Yeah, we need to move on because I can't escape it.
I just want to sing it. And
it's catchy for a reason, though. So
yeah. Anyway, I just couldn't. I had to tell you that because it was so stuck in my head that I just wasn't going to be able to focus on anything else till I told you.
Well, I'm glad you're back, Beth.
Yeah. In conclusion,
while you were away, I need to tell you I found a new hobby.
Oh,
my new hobby, which is kind of cringe, is miniatures.
Oh my God.
You know how I got that miniature Mona Lisa in the hallway?
This whole time so far, just to give you guys context, we've been hanging out for hours before this. It's
I'm just now telling you this.
And I did not expect it.
Listen, okay, you know how we got that miniature Mona Lisa that we hang in the hallway?
No.
You haven't seen it? No. I have to show you. It's like a 2-inch Mona Lisa. And I'm so tickled by it that I'm like, what if I had like miniature rooms just random in the house? Like, what if I had like a dining room table like on my mantle that's miniature? And I just think that's so funny.
So when you say miniatures,
I
what
mean
do
like
you mean?
I mean like when I'm thinking like dollhouse.
Okay.
Not like
Polly
figurines.
Pockets?
No. Have you ever been to like Hobby Lobby or like a nicer craft store?
Yes,
have you ever
I have
seen
been
the
to Hobby
dollhouse
Lobby.
furniture? Have you seen the dollhouse furniture there?
No.
It's like a step above, a step up. Like handcrafted dollhouse furniture.
It's classy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Handcrafted like dollhouse
So you're
stuff.
just going to have mini home vignettes around your house.
So first it started off as that. And then I remembered there's that old dollhouse I used to play with growing up that my grandparents used to have, and I'm pretty sure my parents have it. And it's really broken down and like it needs a lot of love because
it's a fixer-upper.
Yeah. So I called my parents and I was like, hey, can I like refurbish this dollhouse? So that's going to be like my holiday project is to start refurbishing this dollhouse and give it a little upgrade.
That sounds fun.
I'm so excited.
I had a really nice dollhouse growing up. Not as in like fancy, but it was a homemade one, and it had like not homemade. I don't know. It was just
this one was homemade
wooden.
too.
It had real wallpaper and everything.
I had like real carpet squares that I could like take in and out.
And like mini light fixtures and stuff. I wonder where mine went. 'Cause
that's what this is.
You know what? I laughed, but maybe I will get into this hobby as well.
I'm going to make it updated. I'm going to make it like mid-century with maybe like white with the black trim. That's really trendy right now.
Wow.
I'm going to get like...
Where are you going to put it?
I'm thinking about putting it in my bay window.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So, and I know it needs like new shingles, and it's made with like real shingle material.
So what's your budget for this project?
I don't know, but I mean, it's going to be slow going. Like I'm not finishing it during the holidays.
Well, that will be satisfying.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that is really funny.
Well, it was the Mona Lisa painting, and then I made a disco ball gingerbread house. Remember I said that last week? I was working on a disco ball gingerbread house. Finished that. That was really satisfying.
So now this is just the next phase.
This is the next step. It's going to be a learning process, but I was inspired by the Netflix show Repair Shop, which is incredibly pleasant. You need to watch it. I really should be my recommendation for the week, but I guess it can't be now.
Too late.
But it's like Great British Bake Off, but not a competition, and it's like restoration.
Okay.
And everyone is like an expert at different things. Like you have a porcelain person, you have an upholstery person. It's like Antiques Roadshow, but 10 times cooler. And yeah, that's all I have to
say. Okay. Well, I will check that out.
So check back in for miniatures. Check out Repair Shop. It is so pleasant and calming.
Okay. I need to remember that. I need a new show.
Repair
so maybe
shop.
Maybe that will be it.
Pace yourself, though, because there's only like 10 episodes, so you don't want to binge it.
Yeah, okay. That's not really, for me, that's not the kind of show I would binge.
It's a good, like, end of the day show.
Yeah, like I just need something to enjoy, but also wind it down.
Yeah, I like it. Anyways, that's what I'm into. Check back for miniature updates.
If you're interested in Kara's miniatures and dollhouse,
honestly,
you can DM her for pics.
I found miniatures to be kind of cringe in my past, but
I'm willing to uncringe them in my brain, like once I see what you're doing. Because
the more I dive into it, the cooler it is. And I actually, Library World, there's a lot of people into miniatures, but more of the figurine side, I guess.
That's gonna be a no from me.
It's like the figurines plus my love for like decor.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
But yeah, let's dive into a different fascination we have.
The one that this podcast is about.
The Bachelor
which, by
franchise.
The way, welcome to the Cabbage Batch.
Oh yeah, I'm Kara.
And I'm Beth.
I really sucked it up there, didn't I?
We said each other's names.
Yeah.
I feel like they can use context clues.
Sure.
Or however many listeners
I really
we have.
am bad about it.
Can you just DM us if you listen to this podcast? Because we don't know how many people listen. I'm going to bring it up every week.
Let us know.
The podcast platforms don't tell you. We have no idea.
We just know downloads.
And downloads, I don't think are accurate. So
yeah. We'll get to the bottom of it one day.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'm just enjoying the ride. But, and I know you're enjoying the ride too, Beth.
Oh, I'm enjoying the ride immensely.
We don't have a ton of Bachelor news. I feel like there was a lot going on last week, a lot of little things, and we talked about the big things. But something I will note, which is kind of old news at this point, but last week, the Bachelorette like official Twitter accidentally released a spoiler because there wasn't a rose ceremony last week. And they released like a picture of the guys after the rose ceremony.
I didn't even notice that or know that happened.
I didn't know who was going. Like, I don't know who was in the picture, but I heard that it revealed who left. So
from like, this week?
Yeah. So
okay.
apparently, so the picture didn't have Damar.
So you didn't get spoiled?
No.
Okay.
But the picture didn't have Damar, Spencer, or Ed in it, which we know now because Rip. We'll get into it.
That's like our phrase. We'll get into it.
Merch.
Sorry. I'm fine.
Sure. I'm kidding. So that happened like on their own Twitter, not someone else's. Like,
wow,
their
who's getting
own.
fired over that?
I thought someone surely got fired because for one, it's one thing if
Shirley got fired. Her name was Shirley, and she got fired. That's
Rip
what I thought you were
Shirley.
saying. That's what I thought you were saying at first. I was like, oh dang, you really do know everything.
Yeah. I wish. But yeah, I think someone definitely got fired over that, or they just resigned. I would have just quit. I would have been like, I can't handle the shame.
I relinquished the account.
I can't handle the shame.
Change the password. Block me out.
And then the other piece of Bachelor news that I found was Tyler Cameron is going to release YouTube merch for his YouTube channel. And can you guess which presidential campaign his merch is designed after? It's an iconic one that's referenced a lot by fraternities. And
Reagan Bush.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
What do I win? What's my prize?
I don't know, but you wouldn't. My respect.
Did you think I would guess it?
Well, the fraternity thinks I feel it's kind of a giveaway.
I was thinking Reagan Bush before, but I didn't want to go into it and like
because it keeps being referenced. I don't know why.
I don't know.
We won't get into that one.
We will not be getting into that later.
But he made one designed, modeled after Reagan Bush, but it's him and
I'm gonna look it up.
Matt James. So it's like Cameron James 2021.
There's not even an election that year.
I know, but that's what I found.
Where do I find a photo of this?
Here's my thing. Tyler Cameron's just inserting himself into Matt James's bachelorship.
Well, to be fair, Matt James rode his coattails. But now Tyler is riding his coattails back.
I know they're best friends, but I don't know. Maybe
I'm looking for a photo of the merch.
I saw it on Instagram. And he was like, releasing tomorrow. It hasn't been released yet.
So he lied.
I just know that
Unless you saw that today.
I saw it today.
Okay.
Either that or all of this is a meme and I got fooled.
You got fished. Kara, I don't see this.
I'm going to find it, I
posts.
promise. I'm not looking for it right now. I'm slow.
I'm looking for it right now. All I see is a picture of... Oh, I see it.
Okay.
I see it. James Cameron, 21. That's not even that cute.
Well, the Reagan-Bush campaign stuff was from, what, the 80s?
Yeah, but that was like a little bit more cute. Also, one of his merches is like a Polaroid style photo of him eating pizza shirtless that says pizza and then the greater symbol and then the word love.
Well, I know that one of
who
his...
would put this on their phone?
A lot of 21-year-old girls.
I refuse to believe that. I would like to think more
Well,
highly
a lot
of
of his videos are literally just him eating and talking to the camera, which he can get away with because he's Tyler Cameron.
I don't think he can get away with it.
Not with me. Not with me.
With others.
With others. The others. But those are the only two pieces of news I really have. I
That's
know,
good because we talked about miniatures for quite some time.
Yeah. And I guess, Hannah Ann started a little cooking IGTV thing.
I can't even tell you how much that makes me shudder.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm not really considering it a bullet point for Bachelor Nation news is like, let's see if it turns into anything really real.
Agreed.
So that's what I have. She is a great cook. I will say that. She knows how to cook. She knows her way
How
around
do
the
you
cooking.
know? Have you tasted her food?
I'm just
she
saying
have you
she
over?
looks confident. But let's just wait until we see that she's plagiarized probably all of these recipes.
True. That is
Yeah.
a big issue.
She wants to be the next...
Recipes are intellectual property too.
She wants to be the next Chrissy Teigen. That's what she wants to be.
She's not weird enough.
You need a John Legend to be a Chrissy Teigen. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. Okay, let's dive into the episode.
Okay.
So what I want to know is, I know we aren't really counting one-shoulder dresses anymore because that was Claire's thing, and she was kind of known for that. But
Among our podcast.
yeah, and I just statistically, I think.
Sure.
With her. But, Tayshia's wearing one-shoulder dress.
In the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I'm not adding it to the tally. I just wanted to note it.
I wasn't, some of these, Tayshia will hear me when I say, Tayshia looks good in anything because she's beautiful. Mm-hmm. But some of these outfits I was not vibing
This
with.
episode, yeah.
That dress that she was wearing in the beginning, I was just kind of...
And then we weren't crazy about the lie detector one.
Yeah, the skirt was
and
interesting to me.
The wedding romper was kind of weird to me.
Also an interesting choice.
For that setting.
Yeah. It was strange.
But she doesn't pick the clothes. The stylist, Carrie,
she
was a man, not a woman.
But she can pick, what out of the outfits?
I don't know. I feel like Carrie, the stylist...
It's just you're wearing this?
I think they pick out... I'm sure they have some sort of voice, but I think they only... I don't know.
Interesting.
I know that usually when they wear something bad, people usually blame the stylist.
Okay. Well, Tayshia's stylist, you weren't on it. You were
He's
not
the
on
official
it.
stylist.
Oh, okay. Well,
for the lead.
Carrie, you weren't on it to this episode.
Yeah. But sometimes he is.
But Tayshia was on it.
When he wins hard. If that's a term.
Win big, lose big.
Yeah. But kind of as per usual, I feel like we had a little whiplash because we were like, oh, we're back.
Every single episode, in the beginning,
reorientate
for the
myself.
first 10 minutes, I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? I'm very confused because they always end in the middle of something.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to refresh our memories.
So where we had left off was...
She said, what's in the box?
And referring to the present that Bennett gave her.
Yeah.
But then when we got back to this episode, the present wasn't mentioned till multiple minutes in.
Yeah.
And I forgot about the present. And when she said, what's that? I was like, oh,
well, it's almost like when you used to watch cartoons back in the day and they would cut to commercial and then they would almost repeat the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, because don't they normally show a promo at the beginning of this episode, tonight on The Bachelor? So then that gets you even more disoriented.
That's the reason that you get whiplash is because of the promo.
Yeah, and then you're like, wait, but you should have just showed what happened last week.
Yeah.
Anywho.
That's true, like a soap opera. Last time on The Days of Our Lives. Previously on
The Bachelorette.
Like Degrassi, they used to do that.
Yeah. What else did they do that on? They do it on like a lot of serious
Yeah.
shows. Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Very serious show.
I watched the first minute of Vampire Diaries. I'm going to give it another chance, I promise.
Kara, if you can watch Dawson's Creek,
okay,
you can watch the Vampire Diaries.
I had to take a break because Dawson's Creek is so problematic. I can't.
I saw someone, like they were posted on their story on Instagram, should I watch Vampire Diaries or Dawson's Creek? I, of course, voted Vampire Diaries. And then they posted later, they're like, wait, I forgot Dawson's Creek is like real world sad, and I can't handle that right now.
They do talk about real issues, but it's also some of the male characters are just very problematic. Dawson.
Namely, Dawson.
Okay, the cut to
the 2-on-1.
The semi 2-on-1, which we talked about last time, they're doing instead of like a real 2-on-1. I like this format. Mm-hmm. I love when Tayshia, when she asks what's in the box, Bennett's so flustered. He says, "That's a gift I give Noah." I feel like that's what he said.
I believe you.
But I was like, man, he's really out of I don't know, out of body or something.
When she asked him, he was like still as a statue.
He
was so still that he looked as if he was a wax figure.
Do you think he was realizing I've been set up by the producers, or do you think he pursued the gift thing on his own?
I could see a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think I have a lot of thoughts about Bennett, which we can get into later.
We'll get into it.
But I genuinely think he was like in his own way kind of, I don't think he was trying to just be a jerk. I really don't.
It's a complicated situation.
Yeah, I think he came off like that. I don't think he was trying to be like that. And I think when he breaks off to talk to Tayshia because she says, okay, like, there's a gift, like, let's go talk. He's realizing, oh my gosh, maybe I made some miscalculations.
Yeah,
and
calculating.
I just got calculating. I think I just got way misunderstood, and I did not realize that was happening.
Something that really grinded my gears here, though, was that Tayshia was explaining, like, this is teenage boy drama. Is this what you guys do? This is a total waste of time. And Bennett was like, I know. And I was like, do you?
Yeah, she was like, I don't know. She was very direct, which I liked. But I also don't think, so she, like, pulls Bennett aside. She says, what does she say? Like,
just
you were
questioning integrity thing.
Which I just don't think he was doing that.
I don't think it's like that when it's like in Princess Bride when they say, you keep saying that word and I don't think you know what it really means. I get what she's trying to say.
Yeah, but it's roundabout logic.
But integrity's not the word. Like, decision-making skills. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure.
Well, because the reason that she got this whole idea, let's not forget, because here's the thing. In this entire episode, Bennett comes off cringy. He comes off like,
it's rough.
This is rough to watch. I literally said at one point, I wish that we weren't doing a podcast about this so I didn't have to pay attention to what he was saying because it's very uncomfortable.
Had to look away.
But let's not forget this whole thing started because Bennett said like one thing to Noah, and then Noah basically took that and like made up this whole story. Yeah. And then that's where all this drama started from. So even though Bennett is now coming off a little bit like a know-it-all, it started because Noah took something and like made a lie up about it that he thinks is the truth.
I think Noah was the one that said the phrase questioning integrity.
Yeah. And no, he is the one that brought that up, and no one was saying that.
Yeah.
Because that's when Tayshia got mad a couple episodes ago, and she was like, why are you questioning
I'll walk you out of here.
Yeah, and everyone then immediately looked at Noah and was like, okay, well, what did you say?
Yeah.
Because no one was doing that. So even though this was like really awkward
I just don't think that... I think you'll agree with this. I just don't think there's one clear person in the wrong here.
No, Bennett shouldn't be egging it on.
No.
And shouldn't be saying things like, it's like arguing with a 14-year-old because that's how much the age difference is, or I
Yeah.
don't know, or like arguing with 14-year-old age difference, whatever. Like, that's not the most helpful thing to say at all.
What I'll say is when Tayshia pulls Bennett aside first. He goes into the whole emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I don't know why he felt like that was the thing to say.
Why did he? And also, he didn't need to explain that to her.
Yeah, it's like
It was borderline mansplaining, in my opinion.
Yes.
And then,
I think he was. It was 100%, but he didn't even realize that it was.
No,
Which I guess that's what mansplaining is.
I guess
that's like
that's true. They usually don't know.
Yeah,
they think they're trying to help when they're not.
Yeah.
Ugh, that happens to me too much.
I know.
Happens to all women too much.
Yeah.
Let's just say that now. But then he used the same phrase he used with Noah with Tayshia. He said, "I was just trying to love you up." I want to know.
He doubled down on that phrase.
Did he make that up, or did someone in his life say that to him?
One of his idols said it, and he was like, "I will be saying that from now on."
When I think of "love you up," I think of a physical. It becomes physical in my mind.
I think of an R&B song that's like, "I just want to love you up."
I just want to wait. No.
Wait, that was not.
You know that Hamilton song? Na 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 na. Ooh, na 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 na. Love you up.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know to say no to this. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Lots of singing today.
Yes, I'm just so excited.
Do you want us to release an album? Let us know.
We can. We need to write some Bachelor songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bachelor
soundtrack
album. Yeah, soundtrack.
We can do just covers of songs that would like make it into Bachelor episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe like My Heart Will Go On.
I'm
from
good
Titanic.
at that. I'm not good at writing music, but I'm good at changing the words to things. And Cam can vouch for this. I'll be like,
that's a
singing
skill.
My Heart Will Go On, but talking about making breakfast.
That's a good skill.
Crack the eggs into the pan. Don't forget the salt and pepper. Maybe some hot sauce too.
That's pro.
Okay, sorry.
I was waiting for a rhyme and it didn't come.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
You just never know
It's
what you're going to
artistic
get.
flair, either way.
Freestyling.
But then we cut to, I want to say Noah, he had a pitfall later, but his conversation with Tayshia during this debacle was clearly better than Bennett's.
He did what he needed to do. He got in there. He apologized for his part. He threw in some tears, which were, in my opinion, the nail in Bennett's coffin.
This was gameplay. Like, I saw it clearly as gameplay.
Yes, it was strategy. And I give him props for it. Because that honestly is emotional intelligence. Is like, what do I have to do?
Understanding.
What do I have to do to advance the situation?
Yeah. Here are the highlights. He said, Bennett talks to people in a condescending way, and how can we assume that he's not going to talk to you that way? I say that all the time about people.
Sure.
If one of my friends' significant others speaks to me in a way that I'm like, excuse me, then I'm assuming they're talking to my friend that way, and then it's a red flag. Number 2, he uses one of Bennett's phrases on himself, talking about being self-aware.
Yes.
And
he accuses Bennett of not being self-aware too.
I don't have a third point. I wish I did.
Well, he also says something to Tayshia like, I don't want to bring anything up. It's like, you brought it up, but okay. Like, that was the right thing to say in that moment.
But after the two combos, I mean, it's very clear just from the conversations that from Tayshia's body language, how she's looking at the men, that she is leaning in favor of Noah. Like, there was no surprise here to me.
I think she really did want more from Bennett. Like, I think she was looking for a reason to keep him there, based on what we see later.
Ooh, one of the things he said that I just can't stand, he always says, like, he said it multiple times this episode when he showed up at the beginning and at the end, was, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yikes.
That is a yikes phrase.
Yeah, like,
if
not,
you say that,
I'm sorry I made you feel that way, but like, oh, I'm sorry that
you feel that way. Remove that from your encyclopedia or reservoir
I think
of phrases.
saying, I'm sorry I did something to make you feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great...
That's perfect.
Because that's an acknowledgement of like...
Of your action.
Yes.
But I'm sorry you feel that way is like, oh, your emotions are a burden on me.
Right.
Anyways, we cut back to like Bennett and Noah reconvene into the same room.
With Tayshia.
Well, she's like going off to like think about
right.
it.
Okay.
And they're talking about like the best man will win. We hear a voiceover of Bennett saying, I'm different from everyone else in the house. Which is what he did with the art. He said, I did something different.
Yeah. Well, he is.
But
he's a different type of person.
Sure. I think he holds that highly of himself.
He's a 3-wing 4.
He does like the individualism.
I relate to him on a spiritual level in that way.
Okay.
Because if I were there, I would be saying the same. I would say I'm different than everyone else.
I mean, I think everyone feels different from everyone else at certain points in my life. I've always felt that way, but I don't capitalize on it. I don't want anyone to know that I feel different from everyone else.
Yeah, whereas it's like his pride.
Yeah. But you make a very valid point there. And
well, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying maybe that's why he feels that way.
Yeah. Were you surprised by this decision at all?
No.
0.
I was not. I thought it was interesting that she said, like, it's easy to write Bennett off because some of the stuff he says is kind of uncomfortable. Like, just
and
the
maybe
way
he
that
just hasn't been taught.
And I think it's editing also.
Yeah, of course.
And like, but the thing is, Tayshia does really like Bennett. And
and we see that later.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. And I think that if she likes Bennett, even though he like has this different manner of being, different way of speaking, like that comes off super different from all the other guys, like there must be something about him that, which obviously like is really good for their like a relationship. So I don't think it's fair to just be like, oh, he's completely cringy, write him off.
I think he legitimately cares for her. And I think he is very intrigued by her. I think
I mean, maybe someone would argue, but I definitely think he's more mature. I think he knows he's more mature, which makes it annoying. But like Tayshia says, I'm worried that Noah's not ready for marriage at the end of this, which that would be my concern too. And if I were Tayshia and I were feeling that way, then like, what's the point of keeping Noah there?
Yeah. Yeah. You make a very good point. You're making my little brain noodle around.
I just think 100% like a bunch of stuff Bennett did made me want to look away. But sometimes like stuff people say in relationships is like kind of cringy. Yeah. But like what's under the surface of that?
That's true.
So not that I'm some huge Bennett fan, because it definitely still, there's points where I was just like, you might just need to go away.
And I do think he legitimately cares for Tayshia. And I do think that he is, this is what I was going to say. He's reminiscent of JPJ in a lot of ways. And I think that's her draw to him, because I know her and JPJ didn't work out, but they were really cute together.
Yeah.
And so I can see how she's drawn to him. And I'm drawn to Bennett too. I mean, I'm saying things that I think he's cringe, but if I had to choose people to hang out with, Bennett from the season, Bennett would be higher on that list.
High on the list.
Like top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
So, or I'll secure it, top 3. Although there's some really great men this season.
Yeah, but he's like one of the ones that I would like be 100% want to just be friends with. The other guys that I like.
Or just want to pick his brain.
Yeah.
I just want to hear, I just want to understand.
I just want to understand what's going on up there.
But I thought it was... Noah had a pitfall after he got sent home.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
First, we have to say, so like she walks Bennett out,
and he says, "Is this really goodbye?"
Which was straight from a movie.
When Bennett gets like sensitive or sad or like around Tayshia, he does talk differently, and I don't think that's bad. I think
I think people could think it was him being scripted and fake, but I just think that's the way that he talks.
I at first felt that way, but then I was like, no, because you naturally talk differently around.
Right.
Like I talk to Cam in a different voice when it's just the two of us, because he's my sweet bean.
Yeah. And Bennett's just well spoken. So I think and he has like, he does have like more of a robotic sounding voice, but that doesn't mean the stuff he's saying isn't like disingenuous.
Yeah, I agree. He was genuinely sad.
Yeah. It was like kind of awkward watching her be like, sorry.
Yeah.
But then of course we do see her say, oh, I was not expecting that.
It was more complicated than we initially thought.
Yes.
But when she comes back, I mean, Noah just completely destroyed all the work that he did previously in the evening. He's chugging the Tic Tacs and again, I'm about to mac on Tayshia. We're about to have like a congratulatory makeout sesh.
That's very tacky. If that was me and someone else in that situation, I would not be like, oh yeah, we're coming out of this like definitely gonna like make out.
Yeah. If we're
This isn't like a free hangout. This is like you barely scraped by.
I mean, if we want to talk about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
But I do like how she put him in his place.
Yeah, she said this wasn't a victory for you.
Yeah. And
tell him, Tayshia.
She was like, stop smiling.
Yeah, he needs to grow up.
Yeah, because I think he thought he was going to get the rose, which I think
I thought he was going
to he feels a little accustomed to, because, I mean, he got a rose on a date that he wasn't even initially on.
Yeah, this is definitely retribution for that.
This was
from
a wake-up call. Wake up call.
I love how she ended it with, so I guess I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And then she walked out. Power move.
Yeah, that was a power move. I appreciated that, and I think he needed it. I think in your 20s, everyone gets a good wake-up call at least once. For me, if not, I was like, for me, it's probably like 10 times. So maybe this was the very first one he's ever received.
That would be great. All men need to be put in their place.
Welcome to your 20s.
And then there's a cutaway saying, Noah says he knows he's a suitable husband. Or I think maybe he's talking to some of the other
everyone
men.
thinks they're a suitable spouse.
Well, actually, I would argue that, like, if someone asked me that, I would be like, no, I'm definitely... Just because I'm ready for it doesn't mean I'm, quote unquote, a suitable wife. Like, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes.
And I always gag when people say they're ready to get married. No one is ever ready to get married.
You're not ever ready to have kids because you've never done that before. So how could you be ready?
Yeah. You can say like, man, I really want to. Great. Yeah. But no one's ever ready for many life decisions.
It just happens and then
you figure it out.
Right.
I heard a good quote today from a podcast, Bananas, great podcast. Go check it out, Bananas. I'm not giving you any more context. But one of the things they talked about with parenthood was parenthood's like you go to IKEA and you buy way too much and then you get home and you just figure it out.
Yeah. With very confusing, limited instructions.
And then you realize
go ahead.
I was just going
to say, and you don't always have all the parts that you need.
And then they said, then you realize your headboard's really your dresser.
Man, if that hasn't actually happened to me before.
Which made parenthood even more scary to me, but whatever. But why did we get into that?
We were saying like Noah says he thinks he's a suitable husband. Thing. So then like we basically move from that into the cocktail party and Tayshia comes up and she's just like, yay, we're gonna
didn't Noah say carktail party? Who said that?
Yeah.
Or was it Zach?
I don't know who it was.
Someone said carktail party.
It was funny. And I will say I've noticed that Noah is always drinking red wine. And I noticed that too. I feel like it's an attempt for him to make himself seem more mature.
I literally wrote that down in my notes from the group date.
Then it must be true.
Yes.
Because we're both picking up
geniuses.
on that. Genii, if you will.
I want to ask a couple of things. I'm not going to get into every detail from the cocktail party because we do need to move things along. But Zach gave Tayshia a photo from their wedding picture date. How do you feel about photo gifts?
I don't know if I've received one.
Okay. I used to not like photo gifts.
Why? Do you feel like it's a cop-out?
I don't know. I guess I'm very much a function person. Like my Christmas list is like function.
So when you get a photo, you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this?
But
like that kind of thing?
Yeah, but now I'm like, man, I never print photos. So when someone gives me a photo gift, I'm like, thank you for printing this photo.
because you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a function, though.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I wouldn't have done this.
And I'm not big on like photos on the wall, but I love a photo album.
Yes.
I have Cam and I have a honeymoon photo album. We have a wedding photo album. My grandma and I went to the Grand Canyon one time, and I made a photo album of that for Christmas.
I should do photo albums more.
So they're good gifts. I don't like doing it just as a hobby.
Yeah.
But and I don't do like the decorating. I don't do the scrapbook.
Yeah.
I just strictly photo page, a nice photo album, maybe a little leather bound.
Classy.
But I'm pro photo gift, and I just wanted to know your thoughts. Maybe I should get you a photo gift and see how you feel.
Sure. I would say
We don't take any photos
I would
together.
say. Yeah. Wait.
Wait,
do
we
have
need to do photos for
single-
the podcast.
We should. We don't. I don't think we have a single photo of the two of us. That's weird.
If anything, it's like an Instagram story photo.
Yeah, but that's not even.
But like, I'll take a photo of you from my perspective and vice versa. But we never take photos
yeah.
together.
Oh my gosh! Wait, you're so right.
We need to take care of this.
Put that on
Photo
the to-do
gifts are
list.
coming.
Of each other.
Every year, Cam's mom gives us a calendar with all of our family photos from the previous year. And I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And she has all of our birthdays marked in it ahead of time.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
Oh, okay. So Zach says something.
What did he say?
He said, I could see her completing me.
Oh, yeah. We both eye rolled at
We
that.
just got to call that out and say, no one completes
Stop
you.
it. I know we've said it here before. But
That actually might
we're
be a
not-
controversial opinion for some.
Really?
I think so. Because it depends on how
To
you
me, it
see
just makes
relationships.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I think as someone who loves rom-coms, and I know that that's very much perspective from rom-coms, I just... What's the word I'm thinking of?
You
I just,
reject it.
I reject it. That's what it is. I reject it. And like I said last week, I'm going to come up with a better metaphor. But the metaphor I'm holding on to right now is your painting is complete. Maybe a rainbow would make it better.
Yeah. Agree.
I'll come up with a better one that makes more sense. But that's what I still have right now.
All right. Is there any other things we want to know about the cocktail party?
Yes,
before
I
we
do.
move on?
We
Okay.
talked about the men's need to exfoliate. And I want to talk
yes.
about if you had... We can't go through all the men, but what are some treatments that you would give to a specific men?
I would give Noah exfoliating scrub.
Yeah.
I would give
He
him
needs a brightener. He needs
yeah,
something
I
to
would give him a
brighten.
toner. And
We said
I'm
Zach.
being serious.
We see. I know.
I'm not trying to be
Beth,
rude
can I
or
tell you
funny.
something? Whenever I get really tickled, I can laugh and fart at the same time.
Oh
I'm
no.
getting to that point
No,
right now.
Kara, don't. Please don't do
I'm
that.
so sorry.
It's okay.
We talked about Zach needing the ice face mask.
Oh
the
yeah,
eye
yeah,
mask.
yeah. The depuff.
But
Why is that funny?
I just relate to that so
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
I also want to say we can tell from the men who uses SPF and who does not.
Yeah.
Ben uses SPF.
His skin is 100 emoji. Wow, you're just in a laughing mood because that wasn't even funny.
Sorry. Brendan. Oh, God.
You got it. You got it.
Brendan uses SPF.
Brendan definitely uses SPF.
Yeah. And I think he does some modeling on the side.
Yeah,
so-
I think he does from looking at his Instagram. So
Yeah.
he's definitely taking care of that
Guys,
moneymaker.
SPF is essential.
Don't sleep.
Essential.
Do not sleep.
Do not sleep.
What? Kara, you gotta help. You gotta.
I'm just so glad you're here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to get Cam on the SPF train because he really needs to. He works outside a lot. He does,
Yeah.
the roofing. And with his little eye cancer tumor thing.
Oh my gosh.
They tell him you need to be like very careful with your skin. Because
Yeah.
it's skin cancer, even if it's on your eye.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get him on that train. So
Yeah. Nate has like skin cancer.
yes.
Too, like stuff. So
yeah, he had to get that thing removed.
Yeah,
Bless him.
I know. I'm very like.
So,
strict about
guys,
that.
do not sleep on SPF. I literally hear when I see people with like who are older and
Yeah.
have great skin, they always say the key is SPF.
And just moisturize. Come on,
Moisturize.
people.
But we just want to take a moment. Men, make sure you're using SPF. If you need a little
And
ice,
exfoliate.
No, don't overdo it. I've been the overdoer in the past with the exfoliation. And yeah, just figure out what works for you. Everyone's different. Go to a dermatologist. Great investment.
Yeah. Recommendation. Go to a dermatologist.
But I just want to take a moment on that. I feel like this season
We talked about it a lot.
Yeah,
So.
it kept coming up. Zach is just, I think he is also sleep deprived, is the puffiness.
Yeah, he seems a little ragged.
As a fellow puffer, I can say when you're tired, you just look extra puffy. Okay, rose ceremony time.
Okay, let's get to it. Which, honestly, the rose ceremony is like 40 minutes into the episode.
Well, yeah, we were almost at the hour mark. We were at 50 minutes at the rose ceremony.
That was kind of too much for me.
Yeah.
Although I liked it, so never mind.
It was a great episode, in my opinion. But Noah was sweating. And
JoJo, I also want to say JoJo was carrying the biggest martini glass I've ever seen in my life.
Also,
it was comically large.
I also want to say JoJo's outfits were better than Tayshia's when she was with Tayshia this episode.
Yeah,
her
that was unfortunate.
Her, quote, cocktail party dress was... She likes the sheen. She likes the shiny fabric.
The sheen.
She likes the shiny fabric. So she wore the shiny, like, emerald green, and then she wore the shiny hot pink jumpsuit later. I'm not saying she looked better than Tayshia. I just liked her outfits.
Yeah, I agree.
Better.
Her outfits were good. Okay,
so
we get to the rose ceremony.
The rose ceremony. It wasn't really momentous other than Noah sweating it out. We knew he was going to get a rose. I mean, I didn't see him going home.
No, I didn't either.
And
they just played that out so much. Like, why would she send him home after that?
And Spencer got sent home, which is very unusual because he got the first impression rose. And on a girls' season, they
go far.
They go far, if not win.
Right.
Most of them not win, but most of them are the final choice.
Yeah.
And I think all of them at least I think it's safe to say all of them make them to hometowns.
Yeah. I think the fact that Spencer went home early made me like him more.
The pepperoni pizza thing from last
I was
episode.
Very against him.
You were.
Like, very. But by the time he was going home, I was like, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the pepperoni pizza thing was very redeeming for me.
And then, obviously, like, sad for DeMar to go home. He was cool.
Oh, he'll be in paradise. He's got to be.
Ed was funny, so rip.
Ed,
thanks for DMing us this week. He DM'd us.
He DM'd us. Fern is life.
Yeah, yeah.
# Fern is life.
So that was, nothing too unexpected.
I'm going to miss DeMar a lot. I actually found out this week that DeMar is a big Bachelor fan.
Really?
Like, he has watched plenty of seasons of The Bachelor. The guy, during Joe, I listened to an interview with Joe Park.
Yeah.
Love Joe.
Our king.
And he said that, when things would happen on the show, DeMar would be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when this happened, season whatever."
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a game. I don't think it was like a gameplay thing. It was just like he liked the show.
Yeah, that's cool. I will miss Ed's antics.
And yeah, I'll miss his antics, but I'm pretty sure he'll be in paradise at some point. We have a lot of competition for paradise this year because we missed a year of it. So we have...
Who knows what they're going to do?
We have, 4 seasons worth of people that are going to be competing.
They just need to get a huge mansion and do like twice the amount.
They need to do twice the length. Yeah. Because usually paradise is shorter than a usual season.
Right.
It's like 3 to 4 weeks instead of 6 weeks, but they just need to do a 6-week paradise. Yeah. I'm in.
We would all watch it.
They have more time to develop love.
Yeah.
But yeah, RIP to those. Blake over DeMar?
I just rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
We need there's no eye roll sound effect.
Why is Blake still here? I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, and he didn't really get any airtime. We didn't even see him on the lie detector.
No, you're right. He wasn't on that date, was he?
Oh, is he getting a one-on-one? Wait.
I'm confused. I said I was confused before, but I'm more confused now.
He hasn't gotten a single one-on-one with her.
No.
And there's no way he's getting to hometowns then.
No way. He better not. Yeah, it's weird. He's going home next week.
Yes. That's so strange. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm not going to deep dive into that right now. I'll think about it as I'm falling asleep tonight. Okay, so oh wait, we finally get a date. We finally get a date card from JoJo about the lie detector.
Right. An hour into the episode.
An hour into the episode. Have you ever seen those Vanity Fair lie detector videos?
Yes, I have.
Beth, I want us to do one.
I would 100% take a lie detector
But
test.
I looked them up and
I feel like I would be the type of person that I would take it, but I would be nervous. I don't know if I'm lying or not the whole time.
That's the thing. The heart rate, I'm a nervous person. So like the heart rate thing is like, that's what drives it, right? Is the lying. Because that's what I've heard. And like, I'm the kind of person, like when I go to the doctor, they're always like, your blood pressure's high. And it's because I'm nervous.
And I'm like, it's not high. I know it's not.
So I always say, like, if you tell me, I was like, I promise you, like at the end of this, when I know what's going on with me and you take it again, it'll be completely different.
Yeah, that's how I am.
And that's how it always goes.
Yep.
But I was looking at pricing on these and I couldn't find pricing anywhere. You have to like call them or whatever. But they're always for like, criminal things. And I don't think anyone's going to be interested.
I just want to take one for fun.
Yeah. Can you get a discount for funsies?
Maybe you can go in like after they use it for a criminal and be like, can we use this for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I'm going to look into options.
Is there anyone that can hook us up with lie detector tests?
Please. Any polygraphists?
And I mean, okay,
there?
like how much do we trust this machine that they
it's
were
just
using?
for fun. That's what I'm saying.
No,
also,
that they were using.
Oh, the setup was jacked. Did you see?
Heck?
First, light bulbs? No.
Here's the thing. This is what I thought about.
Tell me.
They made it set up that JoJo had this weird like the heartbeat
Did you see her
monitor.
screen? Yeah, the screen.
But it clearly was just like a fake thing with like a
that was a heartbeat
saver.
monitor.
That was fake though. Like
I know, of course.
Okay.
It was just a screensaver.
So they set up a fake heartbeat monitor and somehow they have rigged the real lie detector where the person is sitting
somewhere else
behind the camera.
Did they have the needle out at all? Like, could you see the needle moving? No, but this is what
I'm saying. Like, they ran all of those cords behind the cameras. The needle was happening.
I like to see the needle.
And then the person was hitting some button and then it was lighting up the thing.
Yeah.
Because they thought that would be better TV.
But the thing is,
I want to see a polygraph operator.
On Vanity Fair, they have like the on the videos they do.
Yeah, they show the needle.
They show the needle like in the corner.
Yeah.
On a separate screen, like within the screen. You can see the needle, move really fast.
Right.
If they're lying or whatever. I like to see that.
Yeah, not this green, yellow, red
not
light.
This heart rate monitor and this like quiz show light up thing.
That was so
wild.
Why did they really like went so far with that when they could have just like I said, I want to see a polygraphist.
Yeah.
Although it was nice that JoJo was there, but that was wild.
It was wild. And I honestly didn't take a lot of notes on this date because I was just so ingrained. I love a lie detector date. The Bachelor does it pretty often, not every season, but Love Island does it almost every season. I love Love Island. If we ever have like a break and Love Island is going on, we have to cover it.
Okay. I'm open.
It's wonderful. But I love a lie detector date because it's just chaos.
Yeah. They had to have asked them all the same questions, right? Because
I'm sure.
Because that would like with some of the stuff, it would be so dirty to ask some, oh, have you ever cheated? And then not the others.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they like asked them a lot of questions and we just didn't see
And
all
I bet
of
some of the questions they asked were based on like whatever questionnaire they did to get on the show.
True. That is like, ammunition. Or maybe they went through like their Instagrams too.
Yeah, because I'm sure that in the questionnaire they have to share like in detail all their relationship history.
Yeah.
So they can have a story. So they know that some of them have cheated. One of the funniest things that I think has layers to it is Noah's asked if anyone's ever faked an orgasm with him. First off, how would you know?
Yeah.
Second off,
I guess only if they told you later.
Yeah,
Which, why would they if they faked it?
Yeah, that happens very rarely. Secondly, it's happened.
He's like confirmed that, he said it didn't happen, but he knew he was lying. So how did he know that he was lying?
I don't know. I'm not advocating for faking.
Sure.
No one should do that.
No.
But when you're in your very early 20s, maybe you're in your first serious relationship or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to get into details, but it happens, I'm sure, to everyone at some point.
Sure.
So this was just the face that she gave when he got asked that question. He said no.
And then it was like, meh.
But did you see her face? She was like, please.
Yeah, she was like, oh, yeah, right.
Also, Noah, I thought, came from a conservative background. So
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, never mind. I don't want to say.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because I was like, I thought he came from like a very conservative background.
Well, you can and still.
Oh, I'm sure. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I was a little surprised. But that was a funny moment.
Well,
Tayshia's face
you
was
don't
priceless.
have to have sex to fake an
You're
orgasm.
right. Yes.
So.
We won't get into details, but
I'm just saying.
You're very right. You're
That's all I'm
incredibly
saying.
right.
Goodbye.
We've talked about this off air, but we both know.
Moonwalk away. It's fine.
Sorry, everything's fine.
I hope you're picturing Nick Miller.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I love him so
Yeah.
much. What else happened was, we had Brendan had a hard time with the polygraph.
Yeah, he was so nervous.
That was, I really do feel like that was strictly nerves.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was just very shaken up by it. I don't think he's hiding something.
And I can relate to Brendan to having a strict yes or no to anything.
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
Makes
just
me
thinking
nervous
about
because
it.
you know me. I mean, literally from this podcast, every time something comes up, I'm like, story time. Everything has a story to it.
It's not
Context
like a
is so
black and
important.
white thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything's gray.
Yeah, and Tayshia was acting all suspicious about it. I was like, first of all, this machine, not legit.
Oh wait, speaking of the suspicious, let's talk about Zach C and the cheating.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what do you think about the phrase "once a cheater, always a cheater"?
I think it depends on the situation, so I don't think it can be. I don't think it can be true.
Yeah, I mean, like we said a minute ago, context is everything.
Because, like with Zach C, before we find out what really happened, my mind is going to, okay, if Zach C cheated, that was also during the time that he talked about last week, where he was struggling with various addictions.
Yeah.
Then it's not really fair to say once a cheater, always a cheater, because he is in like a completely different
person
life situation and everything. I also, I have not been cheated on. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's also a little harder to have an opinion because I don't really have an experience. I can imagine that would be very triggering though. So even if it's not true, once a cheater, always a cheater, I can understand being like, even if that's not true, I'm not willing to invest in that relationship because for me, it's just not something that I could ever get over. I could understand having that point of view. Yeah.
As someone who's been cheated on more than the average pair, unfortunately, I find that phrase to be just not fair because, I do think people can change.
Yeah.
I do think that there are some people who have no interest in changing. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they may be one of those who's once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they have a genuine interest, a genuine desire to change and become a better partner, then if they're in a they want a monogamous relationship, I think it's possible. And
yeah, I feel like to say it's not possible is just then what's the point? If you're saying change isn't possible, if you're saying, I don't know, if you're saying that it's not possible for me to change, where's the opopportunity for growth? Giving people space to grow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to word it. I think that phrase is
just unfair. A phrase that I think is more fair is that phrase, have you ever heard that phrase, if they'll do it for you, they'll do it to you? Mm. That phrase?
Yeah.
I think that's more of a fair phrase. But
I was also thinking of that phrase, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's very telling for this specific situation.
yeah.
But, we find out later that Zach was telling the truth, but it was for his girlfriend he had in 6th grade. Because he Frenched another girl.
At the bowling alley.
I
Classic.
mean,
that was actually, like, really funny. And it was funny because Tayshia was, like, going off onto her whole thing. And he was like, can I tell you about it? And then, because he's like, as soon as I tell you about it.
And then she said, yes, please.
It's like, great. Well, I was in 6th grade. Like, that was really funny.
Also, like.
And it was cool to me that she didn't get, like, mad.
Of course not.
I don't think she should. I'm just saying, like, I could see someone, like, okay, not to compare. I could see someone like Claire being like, why would you do that to me?
Yeah.
Whereas he was just like, I was telling you the truth. I just, like, I wanted to be honest.
In my opinion, like, a physical contact cheat is way less hurtful than, like, I've been talking to this person for a certain period of time and then I had a physical relationship with them.
Like something that started out as emotional and grew into physical. Yeah.
So a kiss cheat is like the smallest cheat in my opinion.
I would agree. Like a random.
Yeah. I just think, I mean, cheating's not okay.
Yeah.
But this was bottom line. But I just thought this was so funny. I mean.
Yeah, that was, it really got everyone going.
You could tell he still felt bad about it too.
Yeah.
That he Frenched that girl in a bowling alley.
It makes him more endearing.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of guys would, or not guys, I think a lot of people would be like, oh, I forgot that even happened.
Yeah. But he remembered it.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
What else happened on this date? Oh, the Riley thing.
No, that was
later.
Yeah, that was later.
I'm losing track.
This was just like after the lie detector test thing, they were hanging out talking about what they talked about on the lie detector test.
Gotcha. Okay, so is the next thing, are we moving on to Ben's date now?
Yes.
Okay. So
I also want to say at one point during all of this, there's some sort of cutscene with Noah and some of the other men, and he's wearing a tank top sweatshirt with a hood.
Who is?
Noah. And I just want to say that is never okay.
No.
Never okay.
Bye.
And it's not like he cut the holes himself. Like, he bought it like that.
Yeah. I did not catch that. I have to go back and find it.
It is
horrendous.
Astonishing.
There's something else that happened. Noah was one of the people that said, once a cheater, always a cheater. So he believes in that.
Of course he does. He's the one that says, okay, strong opinion. He's the one that says, once a cheater, always a cheater, and then cheats.
Hot take. He thinks he's the exception to the rule.
Yes. If he ever were, he would be like, oh, but that's not
me.
And he said he missed his mustache.
And his mustache misses him.
Anywho, okay, so on to Ben's date.
So Ben's date, man.
I was so happy that they were getting a one-on-one.
I mean, too, but this date, I did not see how hard this date would hit me. This date hit me hard. Me either,
and I have things to dissect.
Me too. Things are happening, sorry. First of all, we get another scoot moment. They're
really utilizing the alternate methods of transportation besides walking.
Well, La Quinta's expansive.
Yeah. I guess they don't want to have them run around in the blazing sun.
I do want Chris Harrison on the scooter, but
JoJo looked good on the scooter.
JoJo looked cute. Yeah. Was she wearing a helmet?
I don't know.
Safety first.
I was actually really glad to see they were wearing helmets.
Me too. I mean, you gotta protect your noggins. Protect your noggins.
It's not cool to not wear a helmet.
No. Yeah.
Everyone listening to this is like, you guys are nerds.
If you don't feel that way, wait till you hit 25.
Yeah. You got to protect that brain.
Jumping from things is a completely different perspective. From things now.
You just have a long way to fall. Your body
I used to jump from trees so fearlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to jump like, I swear to you, it was like 10 feet down.
I know. I'd be like, no big deal. Now I'm like, am I going to crack something?
Yeah, probably.
But I did like the scooter moment. I thought this was, I put down scooter date greater than horse date.
Yeah. Horses kind of freak me out, and honestly, when they described this date, it sounded fun to me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's
I
not really
love a
that.
scavenger hunt.
Yeah, that's like not super like, oh, this is embarrassing to have to do this.
Wait, is it a scavenger hunt or a scavenger hunt? You're finding items. Is this a different?
This is like a treasure. It's like a follow the clues to get to the location.
What is the word we're thinking of? Help us.
The Amazing Race.
Yes, Amazing Race. I think that's a different network though. So
I was gonna say, is that ABC?
I think it's CBS.
Really? I thought it was ABC.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
It could have changed, but I did like this date. We also said that Ben is like 10 times hotter than last week. Like, he's always been good looking, but like
he was looking great.
ever since he shared his story, like the first part of his story last week, his confidence is much higher. It's showing.
He's like really cute.
His
like
eyes.
not only, you know how some guys are hot, but they're not like also cute.
He's hot and cute,
Yeah, he's
and
hot.
handsome
Yeah.
simultaneously.
And beautiful.
Triple threat, quadruple threat.
And his eyes are really blue.
His eyes are really blue and they're really kind.
Yeah.
I love a kind eye moment.
Me too. Me too.
And the way he said "you're beautiful" when he was walking up to her, it wasn't like
It wasn't cringe.
It was
usually
just-
that kind of stuff makes you
and
feel
the way
icky.
he has the. She talked about how he's soft spoken. That is hot.
Yeah.
A soft spoken man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm married to one, so I can't really.
I don't know if I am.
I think Nate is.
I don't
I'm not
really
saying
know.
that I think Nate is hot. Please. No,
Well, put two and two together, Kara. No, just
Hey, we
kidding.
have similar tastes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I would say we do too.
But Ben here is just exponentially hotter.
Yeah.
And more attractive.
I agree.
And I think it's because he's opened up and let her in.
I have a
He's
lot of
blossoming.
I have a lot of affection for him. I feel the way I would feel about him, like the way I feel about him is the way I feel when you like hold like a small animal and it like
protect
falls
them at all
asleep,
costs.
and you're just like, it's so pure.
like peppercorn.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way about my dog that I feel about Ben.
Can't wait to meet. I just loved his confidence here because they were talking about like where love is the score. He was like, "Oh, tennis," and then they get to the fountain and he takes off his pants voluntarily.
I would have been like
Flustered.
Yeah, she was flustered.
She was flustered. There was something she did.
I'm glad that his shirt was long.
Yes, he looks good in a long shirt because he has a long torso.
Yeah, he does. He looks tall. I bet he's like 6'5".
Oh my gosh. We love tall boys.
With a Z.
With the Z. Yeah, I put on the fountain leg moment, I put Ben who gave you the right. And I said Tayshia definitely got flustered here.
Yeah, his legs are like tree trunks.
He really committed to the hunt here.
He did, which I like. I like someone who can get enthusiastic and
About kitschy things like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a really fun date, and I think his attitude made it more fun.
Yeah, and then they smashed the piñatas, and somehow
he just ripped that one open.
And Tayshia looked so athletic when she was hitting them.
Yeah. They broke them too easily. Were these piñatas made by the producers? Eggshells. She literally ripped one in half with one blow.
She's strong. She's fit.
She's a strong woman. But the point that I think she got flustered at was, and he literally just ripped one with his hands.
Yeah. Everyone was like, okay.
Okay.
Mr. Army man.
I mean, can you just imagine him scooping her up?
Can you imagine
and just taking her away?
Can you imagine him in his army outfit coming to save you?
See,
Okay.
Okay.
The scenario is...
Sorry.
He is a captain. You work in the cafeteria.
I'm not a damsel in distress.
No, I'm just saying you work in the
cafeteria.
I don't know. I'm trying to
That
think
is
of
my future. Let's be honest. I'm gonna retire and then become a
trying to think of a thing where you like work on the military. Okay, how about you're a nurse in the army?
Why can't I also be in the army?
Okay, fine.
I'm a cadet. Whatever
and you
that
save
is.
him.
This is a Cadet Kelly moment. I'm just saying I could see him. Well, first off, military is like not my type, but
really, I'm into it.
It has to be very specific for me.
What?
And Ben fits that.
Okay, what's the specific type of military personnel that you're into?
It's more their personality per se, because when I was in college, I lived on a hall my freshman year that was all ROTC guys.
Oh.
And that really molded my view of that personality type. And it was mostly because they were just having fun in college. They were nice guys.
But Ben is like totally not what you would think.
Yeah. Plus,
but at the same time, he is what you would think. Not that you have to be a certain way to be in the military.
Well, plus, these guys were boys. They weren't men yet.
Yeah, he's a man.
He is a man. But all military, thank you for your service.
Yeah. Yes.
We respect you.
That's important. Thank you very much.
But we learned something.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
So they
finished. They finished this Amazing Race.
And the oasis that they end up at that JoJo promised
I was so confused.
Is literally
a bench?
A bench with what looks like some lukewarm, sparkling
We need a cushion
rosé.
at least.
That looked so uncomfortable.
Jesus.
And they were both dripping sweat.
Yeah. We need a cushion.
We need like I was picturing like
fans.
Some palm trees and a pool.
Shade?
Yeah. Shade. Not like some bench crammed
hydration
into a corner. Maybe they were trying to make an oasis and it didn't work out. They're like, here, just sit on this
Sorry, guys,
bench.
you finished the Amazing Race so fast because you kept ripping pinatas in half, so your oasis isn't ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do the oasis, but then I guess after that they go off and then they get ready for the night portion.
Right.
They come back.
Do they talk about anything on the bench?
I don't know. I think I was just staring at Ben.
Okay.
I just got real flustered.
I was just thinking about that bench and how uncomfortable it was.
Yeah, we need a cushion. Especially when you're in your after you hit 25.
It's
you
like
need a cushion.
Church pew.
Yes. But this night portion hit me hard. Like,
for some reason, I was really into his outfit from the get-go.
I can't even remember the outfit because it was
just like a blue shirt with some dark pants.
There's a lot of blues this season.
Yeah, but like, he's smart to wear blue because his eyes.
His eyes. I know. I can relate.
And
you can also relate.
Yeah, and when they sit down, he says, "I asked for their finest red."
Oh, that was so cute.
I cringed.
I thought it was cute.
No, I was like, ew.
No.
I didn't like that. That made me a little bit, but then I was thinking, okay.
When they were walking
I'm watching
up,
it on TV, but like if he said that to me in the moment looking like that,
yeah.
I don't think I would cringe. That. I'd be like,
well, when they were walking up, he was doing that soft-spoken thing. He was like, "Here we are." It was cute to me.
It's like ASMR.
It is
like,
though.
"Hello, Tayshia.
I'll be honest.
Tayshia. Welcome to our date.
My parents know this, and I'm sure they're annoyed by this, but I grew up in a house where the TV would be going very loudly, and then conversations on top, and then our house was kind of big, so the people yelling like across the room, and they know how like I would just get so angry and be like, "Stop!"
Yeah, that would drive me crazy if that happened
and
to me.
And now that I have my own place of living, a home,
house,
Cam and I do have like rules of like we don't watch a video on our phones while the TV's going. Like if we want to have I talk while I watch things, but if we want to have a full conversation, pause.
Yeah.
To overstimulating.
Agree.
So that's why I like Ben, because no overstimulating here.
Yeah, he is soft spoken.
Yes. What was I gonna say? We find out here that Ben has not only gone through, eating disorder, like disordered eating. He also was in the army, which we knew he was in the army.
Since he was 18.
Yeah, and he thought he was going to be like in the army forever, like have a job with it forever. And you could tell here that he was starting to get, not uncomfortable, but I guess nervous.
Yeah, and like, how do I say
And I was like, man, this is about to get deep.
Yeah.
And he even said that not even his sister knew some of the things that he was sharing.
Which he says his sister is the person he's closest with in the world.
Yeah.
And he says he reveals that he broke his back.
He broke his back, which I think that is devastating.
That is a year-long recovery at least.
At least. Yeah. I can't imagine. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
Especially when you have all of your life planned around something that is dependent on your physical well-being,
right?
Like the military,
and it's probably like a huge part of your identity.
Of course,
yeah.
And now he literally had to start from square one, and he felt defeated is an understatement, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do if that happened to me.
But, and then he shares, he's not building up to be dramatic, but I think he's literally just trying to build up the courage to say.
And like the background.
Yeah. But once he started kind of building up to his sharing of his suicide attempts, I mean, I looked at you and I was like, he's about to share that we both knew that like he was going to share what he was going to share.
Yeah.
And he said that like that now everyone was going to know that it was something that like not many people knew, or if anyone knew.
Right. So not one, but 2 suicide attempts in 2 different years.
That's
that no one
and
knew
not
about.
that long ago. He said 2018
and 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is so brave. Like,
yeah,
I know that may sound cliche, but I don't know. Like,
no, that's like the darkest, most vulnerable thing that you could ever share about yourself.
Yeah.
Ever. And he's never told like his family about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's choosing to share that with her when he knows it's going to be televised and he knows his family's going to find out about it.
Yeah. Millions of people are going to know.
Yeah. That's extremely brave.
I have never attempted anything, and but I never shared like even having thoughts.
Yeah.
Until after I was married.
Yeah.
Like, and Cameron was the only person I'd ever told. Like, and it was mostly because like growing up, I could see very easily that like I grew up very lucky, and like I felt bad about like having thoughts like that.
Well, he even said I didn't want to be a burden to anyone. So I thought, and that was his reasoning. Yeah.
So incredibly brave of him. And you can tell that, I don't know, he just seems so in touch. Like,
yeah. Well, and he said like, and now like the person you see now is someone who has done like a lot of therapy and a lot of work, which I was glad that he said that, because
you can't just, you need to treat.
Like, if I would be very concerned. I mean, it's still obviously concerning and like extremely, I don't know.
No, it's something.
But the fact that he's okay, I'm glad to hear that you are going to therapy, treating mental health like your physical health, and going to the doctor when something's wrong, and like knowing that that's not a sign of weakness. That's actually like exactly where you need to be. Yeah. That was definitely a relief.
It's important to know, for especially someone you're potentially going to be spending the rest of your life with, that they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Especially mentally.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking about with Tayshia. Like, I think there's definitely, I mean, there's obviously a stigma around mental health and like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Like, which that's not the case at all. I mean, obviously there's something that, oh, like, you need help with this, but it's not like, oh, there's something wrong with you, I can't be with you. Yeah. Like, that's not.
Honestly, I just think everyone, if everyone could go to therapy and if it wasn't so expensive, I think everyone can benefit from it.
Yeah, but I think like with Ben and Tayshia specifically, I'm just hopeful that he is like, because it seems like, okay, this was very recent, so I just am hopeful that he's like continuing this. And whenever someone shares something like that, I'm just like, I hope you're taking care of yourself, and like, I don't want you to get swept away in all of this. Yeah. And then it, like distract you, and then you end up back in, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. With the way that Tayshia responded to, maybe there was more that got cut out. But
it sounds like he has a support system, though.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't know.
Yeah. It just made me like, oh, that's a big thing to enter into in someone else's life. Yeah. So I'm also just like, I hope that Tayshia would be prepared for that. Yeah. Because it
is a lot to take on.
Not that it's her responsibility.
No.
But it's just, and the way that she responded, it's not that it was bad, but it was just very like.
It might be just something she's never had to respond to before.
Right. Which would definitely be a, not even, I don't want to call it a struggle, but like that's a commitment.
It is.
On both ends.
It is.
So,
and it takes work to learn how to respond to something like that, especially when something like, let's say, something suddenly, they suddenly hit a dark season and you don't see it coming. You need to be ready to support and be there.
Right.
And not expect things to get better immediately.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say that's something that if I were him, that shouldn't make him feel like, oh, I'm terrible to be in a relationship with or whatever. But
Absolutely not.
But he should be thinking like, oh, I need to be looking for that special person that can enter into this with me.
Yeah, and
because
be supportive.
like I deserve that support, and I'm worthy of that support.
Absolutely.
So that's just something I was thinking about. Not to say that Tayshia's not ready for that. That's just something to consider on both ends.
I think she is ready, and not only because we're seeing a trend here that Tayshia relates well with people who she's been through a lot as a human being. She relates to people who have also been a lot, and she's a great person to, like, she's a very active listener, and and it's not to say that like people who've been through a lot earn more respect, but you can tell that when someone has lived life like she has, similar to how she has, she instantly gains more respect for them because they can relate. Yeah. Does it make sense? Like,
yeah, and it doesn't seem like it scares her.
No, it does not. Because she's like, I have something too that can be scary to other people. But it's just the way she relates to someone like Ben or Zach C is different, or Brendan, even with his divorce, is completely different how she relates to Noah, who like he hasn't really had anything, at least we haven't seen, that's on that level. But yeah, this date just really hit me hard. Like, I just don't think we've had any, don't remember from all the seasons I've seen anyone really talking candidly about something like this. Yeah. I'm sure we've had contestants struggle with this. We've actually had a contestant who has passed away from suicide. It was from years ago.
Oh, okay.
I think from Jake Pavelka's season.
Oh, wow.
And, but it's just never been talked about. And they did the hotline, the suicide prevention hotline.
I just realized that the group date had not happened yet. And we already talked about
Oh my gosh. That's why I was so freaking confused.
I don't know. Why do we have notes about it? That's why I started talking about it.
I know, me too. Oh, well. Sorry, guys.
Whoops.
I know. I was like, where are all of my notes?
Yeah.
Wow.
We literally already discussed like basically everything there was to discuss about that.
So sorry, everyone. Wow. We really hopped around this week.
Oh, well.
I was so flustered by us being reunited.
We were too excited.
I know. My notes must just be all over the place. I did want to... One thing I will say about going back to the...
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to, like, derail you.
I don't have anything else to say about Ben's date, but I guess a couple notes that I'll bring back up from the group date.
Oh, yeah.
Is, number one, we need to start saying more Brendan if he's going to be a front runner like I think he is.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to give us as much as possible. But like because he had a one-on-one. He had the one-on-one first. Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while.
Every time Ivan comes on screen and they show aeronautical engineer, I'm instantly re-impressed.
I forget that.
He's an aeronautical engineer.
He's so smart.
He's a genius.
He's a catch.
An absolute catch.
All these guys are catches, but like he is a huge catch.
I think our biggest challenge here is not whether or not they should be on Paradise, but will they be single?
Great question. They should be snatched up, whoever's not.
And if they are they just trying to stay single to get on Paradise?
True, which don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what I have to say about
Joe Park said today when I was listening to that interview, he was like, I hope I'm not single when Paradise comes up.
That's how you know.
I know. But then he said, I'm realizing that you can do a lot of good with social media because he's been raising money for like different causes. And he's like, and if me going to a beach is going to help create some good, then I'm not against it.
He's so nice.
It was a joke, but
well, I know, but he's so nice.
But it's so sweet. Joe Park for Bachelor. There's so many good guys for potential bachelors this season.
Wait, you're right. if Ben doesn't get
Ben for Bachelor.
he would be a great Bachelor.
I know.
Okay,
He has
also
layers.
for the group date, we didn't talk about Riley's name thing.
Guys, sorry we're hopping around all over the place.
Yeah, like
our deepest condolences to you, but this is what you're here for.
Yeah, I guess.
This is us. This is real. This is me. Keeping the song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Riley thing. Here's the thing. I'm really glad he shared it, but I feel like I was missing some puzzle pieces. I didn't quite understand the full story.
I agree. I was confused about.
Maybe you can help connect some dots for me, because
I thought you were gonna help me.
I'll share with you what I know, and you can share with me what you know.
Okay.
But we find out that Riley, because during the lie detector test, it said that he lied about his name.
Yeah.
Which is Devin Riley Christian. Is that correct?
I don't know. Sounds right.
And we find out that during his parents' tumultuous, I guess a divorce, if they were ever married.
Right. Separation.
I always assume that that's what they're talking about. But he kind of made it seem like his dad kind of manipulated him into thinking his mom was a worse person than she really was, and that's a big part of why they became estranged.
Right.
That was how I interpreted it.
That's also how I interpreted it.
And then as he got older and I guess reconnected with his mom, he realized that there was just more to the story. It was more complicated than...
Yeah, he said his dad took things that wasn't his to take.
Yeah, and I thought he was referring to the custody thing.
Yeah, I think
because he got full custody.
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
But it may have been other things too, and I'm sure he's trying to protect his family to a certain extent, because he says he still loves his dad.
Yeah.
But that because of him learning all these new things from his mom and kind of seeing that there's two different sides, that he had to change his name from what it was, Dwayne Jr., I think was his name.
Yeah, it was after his
dad. To a different name, so he could start fresh, and
which was it was all very emotional for him,
and that makes sense. I've known people who've gone through a lot with their families that have changed
I do
their
too.
names for that reason. I can't relate to it at all.
Me either.
But I've been privileged to have a good upbringing, but I can see why someone would do that. And, I mean, he just seems like he has a lot, has a lot of layers.
Yeah, obviously I hate it for him that was like his reality.
Yeah. Because
that's really hard. But I'm like, on the surface level, wasn't the hugest fan of Riley, but this really gave him more dimension for me, and I think it helped showcase him and Tayshia's real connection. Yeah. And I thought her response to all of what he said was really endearing and really
She did
great.
Respond very well to this. She did a little hand kiss. I love a hand kiss.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
I still get very much a friend connection here, and that's fine.
He's not going all the way.
He's not going all the way. I'd be surprised, honestly, if he makes it to hometowns. I'm
nervous that he will, over someone else that I would rather.
I don't think he will, and here's why. You know how Tayshia didn't give out the group date rose here?
Yes.
I think it's because she knew if she gave it out, she would have to give it to him.
But she doesn't want to.
She
wants everything
to
cool off.
Yeah.
So then she can give it to someone else.
Yeah, that's what I think.
AKA Zaxi.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think that makes sense.
I put Zaxi. Riley is not the kind of guy I go for, but his DMs are going to be hot.
he is a lot of ladies' specific type.
Yeah.
And they will be ready to mingle.
That
with
personality type that's kind of intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some lucky ladies sliding into those DMs.
And a lucky Riley, I'm sure.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, a lucky Riley.
Yeah, so at the end of the group date, Tayshia says she needs time to figure out who to give the rose.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends.
Or
so we thought.
I've never seen a season where we've had so many, a wide variety of stories like this. And here's why I think that is. Number one, age. Mm-hmm. Number two, we have a more diverse cast. hence more diverse stories.
Mm-hmm.
So ABC,
Good point.
ABC, take note. You get more diverse stories, life experiences when you do a more diverse cast.
Yeah. Good point.
So the rose is not given out, and Tayshia somehow is like carrying the rose back to her El Presidente suite.
That was weird.
That was weird. Why don't you just pass that off like a baton to like a producer or something?
Yeah.
And what happens, Beth?
She's going through a dark gate.
Yeah, where are the lights?
Well, they're trying to not make it obvious.
All of the lights.
All of the lights.
Gotta keep this song.
Na 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 na. Okay. She goes through this gate somewhere, and she looks up and literally stops in her tracks, and the door hits her.
I know. Is she okay?
Like, you know the thing, like, don't let the door hit you on your way out?
It hit her on the way in.
I've never seen it happen before, but it happened.
The store did not have one of those, like
the slow release.
The slow release, yeah.
It was just like,
slow
boom.
close.
And she was like, what? And she looks up, and there, none other is standing before her but Bennett Andrew Jordan.
Is there?
The third? Is he there?
I don't know.
I've just made that up, but I feel like it feels
right. It's definitely in there somewhere.
And then, of course, they cut to commercial, like the evil people they are.
Now, it would have been more evil to not even show who it was. And they showed who he was. Showed that he was there.
They gave us at least that. So, what was your reaction when you see Bennett standing there? Obviously, aside from the fact that he looked creepy.
My instant reaction was, no.
Agree. I think that was everyone's reaction.
I rode a roller coaster during this interaction.
I did too, which is why I'm excited to talk about it. So, my initial reaction was, this is very...
First reaction, serial killer.
Yeah, first reaction, serial killer. Second reaction, this is not a good move on his part. This is not a good exit. And
this was definitely producer driven.
Yeah, it was producer driven for sure. But
they were like, she's gonna love it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you're right. Okay. So here's the thing. We go into it and we're watching their conversation and we're thinking like, this isn't gonna work out for him. This is awkward. But somewhere in the middle of this conversation,
there was chemistry?
There was chemistry? There was...
of some kind.
Some sort of honesty happening in his weird Bennett way. And he was being genuine, even though he seemed like he was being robotic. Like, about all of this. And the things that he said. Does he say, I love you?
Yes, apparently.
Here's the thing.
He said he's never felt this way about a girl before, ever.
I definitely believe him.
I do
but
too.
Is he correct? Like, is he self-aware correct?
Who knows? Am I emotionally intelligent enough to know?
That's a better way to say it. Is he self-aware correct?
I want to make a couple of notes about a couple things he said here.
Okay. Well, the first thing that I put down that he said was, our goodbye was so bizarre and so surreal.
It's a good one. I have a couple other Bennett-isms that happen. Well, first he says, I've been going through, he says, whirlwind. He says whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. And instead of saying like, since I left, he says, our parting. Yeah. Ever since our parting.
He said he's been going over the parting in his head.
Yeah. Our parting. And then the one thing I'm going to give him a kudo for, because you kept saying the whole, I'm sorry you feel that way, dealio that I was not about. But whenever he does his plea, saying...
which is not even technically a plea.
No. Okay, here's what I'm saying.
Can I come back?
Yeah, this is the one where I give him the kudo, because he says, I'm not expecting anything. And I said, perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, as long as that's true...
yeah, as long as he doesn't have a hissy fit once he doesn't get what he wants, then great.
I understand why a lot of people would just be like, leave. Because a lot of times when people do this, it's definitely like cringe. And
I would be like, leave.
And it felt a little bit cringe at the beginning, but like seeing the way that Tayshia reacted.
She grabbed his knee.
Yeah, and
she
hand.
like leaned into him.
And she must actually really like him. Like halfway through this conversation, I looked at Kara and I was like, is this actually going to work?
We did. We both were like, what is happening?
And people pull this move all the time. Luke P pulled it and it was like, please, God, no.
God, no,
yeah.
please.
Yeah. People pull this all the time. And like literally.
Has that ever happened to you?
With like a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yes. Because remember, I've never been broken up with.
Wait, guys, we don't know when we're going to release this, but we are going to have a Kara and Beth dating history.
Oh, yeah. Is it even a dating history, though? It's just like funny
dating stories. But
yeah.
you get to learn some of our dating history.
Yeah. Basically just like a mixed bag
We will release it one day.
Adolescent love stories.
And adult.
Yeah, and adult.
Not safe for children.
And SFW.
It's PG-13.
It's not even.
Yeah, it isn't. Sorry.
But anyway, like, I don't know what I was saying. I guess the point was that
you said Luke P made this move.
Oh, like a lot of people make this move, and I'm never for it. I always think it's a cringy thing to do.
It's a selfish move.
But for some reason, I'm like not completely opposed. And I don't think it's just Bennett. Like, I don't think I'm being biased.
No.
I actually think that
well, he said
if they're both like feeling this way, even though like he's kind of awkward and like strange.
Well, the difference is that Luke P was like, I know we have something.
Yeah.
And he is more like, this is how I feel. This is what I think.
Yes.
I'm not expecting anything, but here, I'm putting it out on the table.
Because like, I know I'm not going to see you again.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And
like
she asked for the night.
If it were me and I felt like that, what would I have to lose?
That's true.
By just saying, this is how I feel. I was really caught off guard.
Yes.
And now she says, oh, I'm really caught off guard. And he's like, oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. And so she asked for the night. He's really understanding.
Which he better be, because he
of
said
course,
he's not
if he's
expecting
not,
anything.
yeah. I'm waiting to see how this plays out.
Oh, and then he almost tries to kiss her. That was really
that was
uncomfortable.
the misstep. He was doing great.
That was like no with the Tic Tacs part 2.
Yeah. I don't think it's as bad as the Tic Tac thing, but
no, it was still awkward.
It was still bad. Well, the cheek kiss was fine.
Yeah.
And
it was like a classy cheek kiss that Europeans do.
Yeah. And then they did like, I think he thought he could go in for it because they were staring at each other for a minute.
It almost, yeah.
So it was just like I don't know, mixed signal. No, I'm not saying Tayshia was giving mixed signals. I'm just saying like
they both thought something different.
They were on different wavelengths.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, crap. I think he just potentially undid what. It was almost like
he undid it though, because we see promos for next week.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a different suit.
Who knows? I think he's just going to show up to the rose ceremony, and that's when she's going to make her decision.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. But, yeah, I mean, I went on a roller coaster. It went from cringe to, what is happening? Is this working? To, wait, did this work? That kiss lean in was awk.
End of episode.
So, yeah, next week we'll find out if, we get 2 episodes next week, Beth.
Oh, my gosh. Prepare yourselves,
Beth and
everybody.
I have talked about this. We are making preparations to be ready to have 2 podcast episodes next week. Woo! So Monday night and Tuesday night.
Man,
I'm already starting to mentally prepare.
I gotta take some power naps, say a prayer, drink a Celsius.
Go to bed early the night before.
That's probably not gonna happen for me, but
yeah,
I'll still try.
Still make an effort. What else is happening next week? We're getting the Men Tell All.
I can't. Okay.
It always happens before the final 3.
I know. I'm just thinking is this so sped up because Tayshia had to cram into smaller episodes?
Well, it's still 2 hours.
I know. I'm saying the timeline in general, because it kind of stresses me out for her. Has she really had enough time?
I think it's still the same amount of time, but the editing's a little bit different because that's why we're getting weird rose ceremonies in different episodes.
That's true.
But I think it's still the
I
same
just want her to
amount of
have
time.
enough time.
She definitely got the short end of the stick. Don't misunderstand me. Don't get me wrong. That's what I meant to say. It's like a bad Google Translate.
Do not misunderstand my saying.
But I love men tell all. I love women tell
Me
all.
too.
I can't wait for some tea to be
It's
spilled.
It's just straight drama.
We
For
got
the sake of drama.
the villain from the beginning. I literally had to look up his name because I already forgot who he was. I was like, who is that Joseph?
It's Joseph with a Y.
I was like, oh, that's...
Joseph.
I literally had to go to my notes. It did not come to my brain.
That's how unimportant you are to
Old
us, Joseph.
news. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I hope they just roast him for 2
Here's
hours.
the thing. Noah is on the Men Tell All, which makes...
That felt like a spoiler.
I know, because if anyone is a seasoned watcher or even a few seasons watcher,
Yeah.
you know that Men Tell All happens right after Hometowns.
Right. So I was confused by that.
Yeah. So potential spoiler.
So question mark? ABC?
Wow, we're so smart, Beth.
Yeah, we're literally geniuses.
I'm so excited for next week. I love Hometown Week. I love getting a glimpse of the
Me too,
families.
but it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same, but I love getting a glimpse of the contestants' families.
And we get to see Papa Tayshia, as we were calling him.
Whatever
Whatever his name is.
Here's my theory. We're not going to see everyone's family because of COVID.
Wait, we should say who we think the top 4 are.
We agree on. We're on the same page, right?
I'm saying Brendan, Ben, Zach C, and
You got it. You want me to tell you?
I thought
You thought it was Ivan, right?
okay, I was gonna say Ivan, but then I was like, wait, is there someone else that I'm forgetting?
You thought it might be Noah instead of Ivan.
I could see it.
I could see
It would be a
too.
bad decision, but I
Or
could see it.
Riley's our other option too. Or Blake, which is not happening.
If Blake makes it to Hometowns, I will do something crazy. I don't know what, but I'll do it.
I'm locking it in. It's Brendan, Ben, Ivan. Wait, who am I forgetting? Brendan, Ben,
Zach C.
Ivan, Zach C.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
okay, just for the sake of making it interesting, I'm gonna lock in Brendan, Zaxi, Ben, and Nick. It was Nick. Noah.
Noah, are you serious?
Yeah.
Even with the Men Tell All potential
I
spoiler?
said for the sake of making it interesting.
Okay, it's interesting. I will let you know that right now.
What if I'm right though? What will you give me?
It would not be the first time that you were right when I thought you were wrong. What would I give you? What do you want?
Recognition, praise.
I'll buy you a coffee.
Okay,
How's that?
that's good.
Since you bought me a coffee tonight,
Oh,
so
yeah.
kind.
PSA: Starbucks is not open past 6 p.m. here.
Because of quarantine.
I tried to go to Starbucks and I had to go
They're
to
just
Dunkin'.
trying to protect their workers' time.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
It's not open. Don't go
Yeah.
there.
I always forget that on our episode recording nights.
Yeah.
So we're now at our next segment. This episode's Rosebud
Oh, yeah.
this week. Do you have a Rosebud or you want me to go first?
You should go first if you
Okay.
have yours.
My episode's Rosebud, I usually go for a funny one, but this was not an especially funny episode. So, I really wish my episode Rosebud last week had gone to the Ferns. I just want to say that now. I can't take it back. It's still with Natalia, but if I could go back in time, it would go to the Ferns from the art.
Wait, you gave it to Natalia?
Yeah, the art lady.
Oh.
But now I'm like, Fern is life.
Yeah.
Um,
Hashtag Fern is life.
This episode was not an especially funny episode, but my Rosebud this week just goes to Ben because
Yeah. That's a good. That I
Ben
think he deserves it.
and his legs,
His tree trunk
his
legs.
kind eyes,
And his tan. That
his
I think
knowledge
is,
of tennis,
And his tan's natural because we saw tan lines.
We saw a tan line. So that's my Rosebud this week.
Okay, my Rosebud goes to the lie detector machine.
The heart rate monitor.
Yes.
Heart rate screen.
My Rosebud goes to the heart rate screensaver that
Yes.
some intern downloaded on a Mac and figured out how to make it play.
Like change the settings so that it
Yes.
went to sleep faster.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Well, it was kind of like a collaboration
yes.
because I said lie detector and then you gave me that idea.
But that's why we do a podcast
yeah,
together. We help each
it's
other.
all about
realize
that
things.
collaboration.
Um,
Women helping women,
supporting
What?
women,
Support-
inspiring women, collaborating.
women being women.
Yes. What can we say? Great Rosebuds this week. In closing, before we close, we also have our segment, Will You Accept This Recommendation? Can you go first on recommendation? Or are you totally unprepared?
I'm hiding behind my mic.
Gosh.
Could you tell?
No.
I was hiding
Oh, wait,
behind-
I have a good recommendation. Yes.
What is it?
So I already recommended the Repair Shop show on Netflix.
Yes.
That still stands. Please watch that. I'm revealing how much Netflix I watch right now.
You're a connoisseur.
Need to watch Selena, the series.
I
on
don't
Netflix.
understand what it's about.
You
I
don't
thought
know
it was
who
about
Selena is?
I thought it was about Selena Gomez.
Selena was an iconic
You're like
singer.
You don't even know.
I'm trying to think of the genre. Is Tejano? Is it But she's Latinx.
Okay.
I'll tell you that for
Okay.
sure, and confidence. I think Tejano is the genre of music, but she also did a crossover to
Is that
pop.
Spanish for techno?
No.
That was not trying to be. I'm like, was actually asking.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't laugh.
I'm sorry for my ignorance.
No, she's a iconic Latinx artist, singer. She basically brought music in a different language, in Spanish, mainstream in America.
Oh, that's great.
But this is not really a spoiler because it's everyone who knows who Selena is. Also,
I don't
knows
know
this.
who
If
she
you
is.
know who she is, you know this. Selena was murdered.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm intrigued.
So-
I hate that she was.
Yeah, I hate that she was too. It's an incredibly sad story. But I really have enjoyed the series. They only released part 1. I think it's just 2 parts. But part 1 is 7 or 8 episodes, and I guess part 2 will be the other. But I can't imagine it extending beyond a part 2 because it's pretty compact.
Okay.
It's fast moving.
I'll have to check that out. That definitely sounds like something I'd be
10 out of
interested
10
in.
recommend. It was done. I think it's been done very well. It's received a lot of good feedback or whatever, reviews or whatever.
Well, I'll accept that recommendation then.
Yeah, Selena. And then just listen to her music.
Great.
Very uplifting.
Always on the lookout for
Very
new tunes.
fun music. Good you're cooking dinner music.
Yeah. That's important. That's an important genre.
And it can also help you learn Spanish.
Also
Fun
good.
fact, Selena had to learn Spanish to sing the songs in Spanish because she grew up in America, even though her parents spoke Spanish.
Oh, wow. That's
So,
cool.
Fun fact. That's my recommendation.
Nice. Thanks.
What about you, Beth?
My recommendation. Wait, I had it and it just escaped my brain.
No!
It literally just. Oh, I remember now. My recommendation is to wear red lipstick. I am wearing it now.
You look great.
I'm sure that it looks bad because I've been trying to peel it off the whole time we've been talking. But the reason I recommend it is because this morning I had an actual in-person phone call thing. And I knew my
In-person phone
Oh,
call?
not in person. With my
Interesting.
Oh my
I've never heard
gosh.
of that kind of meeting before.
Someone help me.
You had a video call?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was I actually need to look kind of nice.
You looked great.
Well, here's the thing. It only took me 15 minutes to get completely ready today. And I kind of needed to shower but didn't, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if the great part, this is great. So I didn't have a lot of time to get ready. I just put my hair back, in a kind of sleek, trying to channel
Very
that.
trendy.
And then I didn't even hardly put on makeup, but I put on red lipstick and it just instantly elevated me.
That's what I was going to say. Elevate.
Yeah. And it took all my efforts took 10 minutes and I felt so put together all day. And so that was just a reminder of the power of lipstick, which I feel like we can easily forget.
Lipstick scares me so much, but you looked great.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I was told yesterday, shout out to Miranda, I'm pretty sure she listens. I sent her a photo yesterday of me in my Polar Express get up for work.
Oh yeah, which
I've been
you
doing
also looked great.
Thank you. I had to dress up for our Polar Express event that we were doing virtually at the library. Stay safe out there. COVID is still real.
Yes,
it's still
COVID is
out
real.
there. And she was like, "Oh, I love your lip color." And I was like, No lip color.
These are my lips.
These are my lips.
That's always a good feeling. I feel like I relate to that. Like my lips are pretty naturally colored, so I don't often wear lipstick.
It also helps that I'm like super pale.
Same.
I think that's why it sticks out.
Our lips
because
just
I'm pale.
pop out because the rest of
I've
our
been
face
riding
has no
that
color.
wave, the pale wave, for a while because number one, sun exposure equals bad.
Yes.
And so I've just been riding
the pale wave. It's like the blue wave or
my
something.
skin is happier when I just don't expose it to the sun.
My skin likes the sun. But I don't really expose my face.
As I get older, it's gotten more sensitive to the sun.
Just the moral of the story is don't get older.
SPF. I was going to say
and wear
SPF.
SPF. That's the other.
Don't get older. What the heck?
I guess it's...
Aging is a blessing.
I guess everyone should get older.
Yeah. What wisdom, hopefully.
Yes.
But in closing, don't forget, guys.
In conclusion.
Yeah, I could go into so many other tangents, but I got to wrap this up. You guys have to wait till next week.
I got somewhere to be.
And I have to hold stories for other podcast episodes.
It's so true. I don't think you'll ever run out of stories.
I
though.
never will, because every week I live another week of life, and there's more stories.
Blessings.
So blessings on blessings. Insert Chance the Rapper blessing song here. Was the praises go up, the blessings come down. What was I gonna say? Oh, our giveaway. Guys, do not forget about our giveaway. It closes.
Or if you didn't know about it, here's your first news.
Should we extend it to the 14th?
I don't know why we couldn't.
Guys,
we can do whatever we want.
You heard it here first. Our giveaway is being extended to December 14th.
Yay. So you can get an Amazon gift card, a very cute sweatshirt, and a very cute mug. All of which are Bachelor themed, but not cheesy. Like, they're cute.
They're cute. They're from Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we're supporting a small business. And it's you just go on our Instagram. What is our Instagram?
At Cabbage Batch Pod.
And you can follow the directions.
Directions. They're very easy. We're not asking a lot.
Nope.
Speaking of asking for things, please rate us 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you like to listen. Subscribe.
Yeah. Also, like, actually, no, I don't have anything else to say about that.
Just I'm keeping it short and sweet this week. Please leave us a review. It really does brighten our week. It's the holiday season.
Give us the gift of your kind words.
Review. Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening. Beth, thank you so much for being here this week.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is quite the treat, as usual.
I've enjoyed recording amongst the Christmas decorations.
Yeah, it's been cozy, and I don't know. It's a great part of my week. Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoy talking to each other about it.
Enjoying the ride, as I like to say.
Into microphones.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.